morning. This is Vicki Gervikis. I am the Director of Public Policy at the Greater Gainesville Chamber, and I'm delighted to welcome Prescott Cowles, one of our candidates for the school board. And if I mangled your name, Prescott, you can repeat it for us all. We're going to spend a few minutes getting to know him better today. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're going to give Prescott a couple minutes to do an introduction, and then we have a few questions for him, and then we'll close it out with his summary and closing statement. So jump right in, Prescott.
Awesome. So my name is Prescott Cowles, and I am running for school board in District 5. My entire life has been dedicated to public education. I was a middle school science teacher. I was a track coach. I was a camp counselor and program director. And during the peak of the pandemic, I stepped up to lead the district's new COVID response team. So in that role, I coordinated the communications and operations with our schools and community partners across Alachua County. I worked with our public school principals, our teachers, our nurses, our custodians, our bus drivers. I worked every day to help them keep their students safe, and I know the work that we did saved lives. I think that our school district is facing monumental challenges. The collective trauma of the pandemic underscores the need for urgency. And these challenges, they're going to take energy and endurance to overcome, and I know that I have both. I think that I am committed to the promise of public education. I know that we can make real progress as a community, and I believe that's going to take partnership, collaboration, and not backing down from hard challenges. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. Again, my name is Prescott Cowles, running for school board in District 5.
Very good. Okay, let's jump into some questions and hear a little bit more about the issues. First question is, what do you perceive are the three most important concerns facing our district right now?
That is a great question. So number one, I think, is the mental health crisis that's being brought on as a result of the pandemic. I think it's being framed a lot as a behavior issue, but I really think we're dealing with a student mental health crisis and a staff mental health crisis. I think that's resulting in teacher turnover like we haven't seen before, because the working conditions are getting to a point where they're overwhelming, whether it's their already monumental responsibilities, in addition to being, attacked from our leadership in Tallahassee. There is a lot going on for our teachers, and I think they need a champion who can push forward meaningful changes that restore the dignity of the profession, so we can keep the high quality teachers in the classroom that need them. So I think those two issues go together, the mental health challenge and then the teacher retention and teacher turnover. So I think we've got to take care of our staff. We've got to take care of our students as well. And that connects us with what I think is the third big challenge, is our financial oversight, because we've got this big millions of dollars of COVID relief funding that is at the perfect time, because this is when we absolutely need it. This could be the chance that we fund public education like it's supposed to be funded, but we need to make sure that those dollars are spent appropriately, that they're targeted to the students who need additional support, who need additional resources. And right now there's a lot of need to go around. So I think taking care of our students and our staff as people, as humans, as individuals, making sure that we can keep our teachers in the classroom, and making sure that this huge financial opportunity that we have, that we put it to good use.
Very good. Okay, next question is, what do you think the role of the school board is in the community?
That is a great question. So I see the school board, their roles are dictated by our Florida Constitution, by our Florida statutes, and they specify how our school board controls our budget, how they set our policy, how they hire a superintendent and provide direction. But larger than that, I think that they need to be the group that provides the vision, that provides the consensus of where our community is going. And I think that needs to be done in collaboration with the community. I don't think we can have 5 individuals with 5 competing sets of priorities. I think we have to have clarity, which I believe is something we've been lacking. Clarity in what is our common purpose, what is our common cause, and I believe that's public education, providing it for every student to have safe, inclusive, and effective classrooms. So those 5 members of the school board, they have to determine what our specific goals are going to be and hold the administration to hold their feet to the fire so they can serve their schools like they're supposed to.
Very good. Okay. Jumping off of the first question, what would be your top priorities and projects if you're elected?
All right. So top priorities and projects, I think the big thing that's going to underscore all of the work that we do and that I do specifically is restoring a connection with our schools. One of the things that I saw when I led the COVID response is this massive disconnect between what happens in our classrooms and our schools every day and what happens in the boardroom in the district administration building. I don't think that we can make decisions for the benefit of the district without understanding what's going on the front lines. So one of the things I did is I started a teacher advisory committee so that we can have the educational experts having a seat at the table when decisions are being made. I think that commitment to connecting with people who actually know what's going on and listening, that's how we can connect them with solutions. So my top priority is establishing the vehicles for communication, for collaboration, and I think that's going to be the catalyst for progress in all of our projects across the district.
Very good. Next question is, there's been significant turmoil in the district and within the school board. How do you think this is best addressed?
So within the district administration, there has been, I believe now we're on our 8th superintendent in the last 10 years. That is a big barrier to progress and to stability. Like I was saying, the board has a responsibility of setting direction, has a responsibility of setting goals by which the administration and the superintendent can measure their progress. So that is the key. And I think in order to do that, we have to make sure that conversations are focused on our students. Right now, there's a lot of focus on different pet projects or legacy initiatives or personalities. And I really think we need to redirect back on what is happening in the lives of our students. And that means understanding what the day-to-day public school experience is like. And when we are challenged to do that, then centering these conversations on data. What does our attendance look like? What does our core academics look like? What is our data through our student behavior? These are simple metrics that can simplify and unify the board around these conversations so we can at least all be on the same page and be speaking the same language again. And from that, once we're all on the same page, we can move forward and make progress together.
Very good. Okay, and then the final question is one of these big wraparound sort of things, but it is, why should members of the business community support you?
That is a great question. I believe in the promise of public education. I believe that our public education has many goals for our students. I believe it helps students, prepares them for civic life, to be civically engaged. I believe it helps them learn how to work with others and learn how they interact in a society. And I think it prepares them for their future career, whatever it is. I think there are so many opportunities that we can have with our higher education institutions, with our local businesses, with our local unions where we're partnering for apprenticeships. So one of my roles before I led the COVID response was in our Office of Business Partnerships and School Volunteers. So I saw so much potential with all of the different organizations and companies and businesses that want to give back and want to be a part of Alachua County Public Schools. I think we have to create the infrastructure to invite them in And I think that that is not only going to serve our larger workforce and our larger community, but it's going to serve our students. And that's the priority. And I think that inviting those people to the table is going to be welcome. I think it's overdue, and I think it's going to have a lot of progress in the future.
Very good. Okay, that was our question. So now you have a few minutes. If there was anything you wanted to say that you didn't get to say or expand on anything, you can bring us on home.
All right. So again, my name is Prescott Cowles. I'm running in District 5 for the school board. I love Alachua County Public Schools. I've worked with our parents in our front offices. I've taught our students in our classrooms. I've led teams of counselors in summer camps and led teams of athletes on the track. I know there's so much good work that can be done if we have board members that work as hard as our students and our staff and our families that they serve. So I can't do it without the support of my community. I'm pleased to have so much support that I have so far, and I am asking for everyone who's participating in this for their support and for their vote on August 23rd. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you today, and we want to encourage everyone at the Greater Gainesville Chamber to get to know these candidates and make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday, August 23rd for the primary. Make your voice heard. Thank you again, Prescott, for spending time with us today, and good luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you. Nice talking with you.
Nice talking to you.